Good morning, everybody. How are we all doing here? Good morning and welcome to the Consciousness Creators Summit. It is a beautiful, well, not so beautiful. It is raining. It's cloudy. It's 6 a.m. Monday morning here in New South Wales, Australia. And I am super excited to be here and be part of this Consciousness Creators Summit. My name is Sheb and I'm honored to be here and co-create with all of my fellow co-creators. So thank you, welcome. And I'm just seeing all these comments already coming up and people already joining from all parts of the world. So thank you. Good morning, Jason. Good morning, April. Good morning, Jade. Hi, good morning. Good morning, Jill. Oh, how beautiful is this? How amazing is technology? The fact that we could just, with the click of a button, just be joining and becoming one with everybody all around the world. It is just fascinating. I just love how technology is just working. Now, I want to see if I can do some shares here, but oh, thanks, Ali. Doesn't look like I've just woken up, does it? Not sure how to do this share, guys. So I'm gonna do this after I finish, I think. So if I can just get you guys to share, that'd be amazing. Good morning, Loot. Good morning, guys. Okay, good morning, little Rosie Sunshine from London. Excellent. Thank you, guys. Oh, this is so exciting. All right, where do I start? So for our first session together, I'm going to talk about stress. Yes, unfortunately, it is something that it does occur in our daily living, and I'm going to give you some strategies that you can use to help reduce, even prevent it from ruining your life. And all it takes is some mind-body connection and some awareness. So we're going to do a little exercise at the end to demonstrate how this works. So stick around. I'm watching you. I can see you. No, I can't. I can only see whatever comments that are coming up. So what I'll do first, for those of you that don't know me, I'll give you a brief background on who I am. Good morning, John. Good morning, Sarah. So as I mentioned earlier, my name is Sheb, and my journey into the healing arts began from an early age when I intuitively started to massage friends and family to help them relieve stress and pain in their body. Now, officially though, I started to massage over 10 years ago, so I gained a qualification in remedial massage therapist. Now, I've been practicing ever since. However, since then, I found out during my career that helping people relieve pain on a soft tissue level was just one element that constitutes a holistic holistic approach to health, or at least holistic approach to healing. So I wanted to pursue this furthermore. So eventually I took up further study and gained a background in exercise sports science and some life coaching. And it wasn't until that I studied the science behind what our body is made up when I discovered some self-healing properties. How amazing is that? The fact that our body has the potential to heal itself. Good morning, Rosemary. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining me here. So basically, I ultimately, well, I guess you would probably all agree that our ultimate aim and goal in life, and I'm sure you probably all agree that it is to thrive. We all want to thrive. We all want to do the very best we can. And most of us are in survival mode. So as we continue to try and thrive and become the best possible version of ourselves during our lifetime, there are more and more people that are coming around and coming up with the question and starting to ask things like, is this all there is to life? And things like, who am I? You know, and the answer is, no, this isn't all there is to life. There is so much more to life. And we continue to search and we continue to get to know who we really are. And we surround ourselves by all these amazing positive people that help uplift and brighten our day. So if you're out there looking for a higher purpose, and this is fantastic because this is exactly the sort of questions that we need to start asking ourselves. How many of you out there have started asking those questions? How many of you out there have had these kind of thoughts? Thoughts like, who am I? Thoughts like, what is my purpose? Please feel free to share, guys, and I encourage you to share, because you just never know who you might be helping out there. You just never know who you might be relating to, and it might be the same thing that somebody else is thinking that might not have the courage to put themselves out there. So I believe that's why we're here. We're all about co-creation and collaborating and learn from each other. So feel free. Little Rosy Sunshine, I asked that very question today. Is this all there is to life? Absolutely. It's one of the most beautiful questions to ask, especially in this day and age, because so many of us are just frustrated. We've all had it up to here. You know, we're all frustrated, and it's all due to the lack of understanding of who and what we are and how we can better ourselves. Asking those questions all the time, Rita says. Absolutely. So, unfortunately, when we are living under this constant stress, you know, the hormones of stress, it becomes difficult to engage in our rational mind. So we tend to live, therefore, in autopilot. And the next thing you realize, 10 years have passed. How many of you have realized that? You know, 1 minute you're having a good old time, next minute, I can't believe 10 years has gone. My daughter's 11 years old, and you just have this ridiculous shock. So absolutely, I question those, but absolutely, soul purpose. You're on the right path, Little Rose Sunshine. So going under those hormones of stress on a daily basis and always asking yourself those questions and trying to figure out, it's sometimes difficult to answer, because we're always living under that constant hormones of stress, which stops us, or at least prevents us from engaging in our rational mind. I know it's not pleasant. However, look, during my time, or I should say during my journey, this is exactly what I was observing with my clients. My clients were so stressed and over life that they were actually, their actual thinking and their thoughts eventually manifested physical pain. Now, this was profound, and it wasn't until I coached individuals change their language and their level of thinking was when healing started to occur. But the key is, obviously, you must be open to it, and you must believe that it is possible. So, okay, I want to share with you a little story. Now, this is the very first time that I'm going public with this. I've never shared this on social media before. However, the call has come to share this. I don't know why. It might be because it's going to help somebody out there. I'm not sure. So, here it goes. So back in 2015, after I was going through extreme levels of stress and ignoring the signs and symptoms and all the red flags that was going on in my life at the time, I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism. It's an autoimmune disease. I ended up losing 10 kilos in 2 weeks. Now, after being part of the health and well-being industry and being a well-being practitioner, I felt like the biggest failure. And then I started to search. With all kinds of healing strategies that I can get my hands on. I couldn't accept the fact, pardon me, I couldn't accept the fact that I was going to be on medication for the rest of my life. So I dedicated and I decided that I would take matters in my own hand. And I started to listen to Wayne Dyer's I Am That I Am. It is a powerful meditation on YouTube. So close to 10 months later, after going for another blood test, the endocrinologist reported that I was all clear from the disease and that I could stop the medication. It was the best news I have ever heard. I was told by my doctor that I was going to be on this medication for the rest of my life and that there would be a risk of having my thyroid removed in the future. So Fast forward 2019, fast forward to 2019, I am drug and thyroid illness free. So now I know the powerful effects of meditation, and I've heard wonderful stories about meditation. But if you were to ask me, was it the meditation that actually cleared it all up? To be honest, I believe so. But I don't have any medical evidence to support that, unfortunately. When I asked the doctors what had happened, their explanation was a misdiagnosis. And I'll leave it at that. So in short, this is what led me to do what I am doing today, and that is to help coach individuals live a fulfilling, healthy, vibrant life by helping them change their lifestyle and asking the questions what it is that you want out of life. And most of the time, the answer I get is, I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy. How do we become happy? How do we become happy? Everyone wants to live a happy life without the stress. We need to get rid of the stress. And look at all these beautiful comments coming through. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate the support. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you all. You stop the cascade of stress hormones into the body with better feeling thoughts. Absolutely, Colette. Well done. Hit the nail on the head. Absolutely. And that's it. The fact that people want to live without stress and be happy, this is really great. But there's two different things between knowing what you need and to do, and also I should say knowing what you need to do and why you need to do it. So when we understand the why, the how becomes so much easier. And this is exactly why it worked for me and all the other people that I've coached and treated along the way. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for those who've just joined. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of stats. Boring, but bear with me here. Now, stress, as we all know, can be extremely debilitating. 70% of Australians surveyed admitted that stress in their lives adversely affected their physical health, while only 64% said it affected their mental health. And I know in other parts of the world, wherever you are this morning, the statistics are not any better. So before we move on to our mini exercise, our mind-body connection, our little exercise, let's understand a little bit about mind-body awareness. And it's important that we understand stress and how it can impact our body. And if it's frequently being overused and always under pressure, well, this is when something eventually has to give. And in my case, it was my thyroid at the time. So stress is one of those leading causes of numerous illness and disease, and it refers to our ability to adapt to inner and outer demands. And now in stressful situations, typically we produce a physiological and an emotional response. And stress is typically how we respond to a stimulus that triggers a response. Now we see something in our environment, for example, and it may trigger an emotional response, and we respond to that trigger either in a positive way or in a negative way. Now, each and every one of us respond to that stressful trigger within that environment in different ways. We're all very different. The issue is that most people are not even aware. They're not even aware that they are even under stress. And so, unfortunately, this tends to become chronic, and chronic stress is the one that can be quite debilitating. Yes, short-term stress, it's fine. We all have short-term stress. It's when we allow it to become chronic that can ultimately impact our life in a way that can be debilitating. So it's not until we actually stop, listen, feel to what our body is telling us until we can sort of discover, okay, I need to slow down a bit. Okay, this is stressful. I need to start breathing a little bit more, take more control of my life and not let my external environment control me, which is exactly what happened to me back in 2015. I ignored the red flags. I ignored the signs. So So as I mentioned, oh, look at all the loves. Thank you, everybody. So as I mentioned, so we can tolerate the short-term stress. But the question is, what happens to our body if we allow it to continue living on the hormones of stress on a chronic level? Yeah, feel free to write your experience, or if you've got any insights or breakthroughs, feel free to write it down, guys. You just never know who it might be helping out there. If there's something that's helped you deal with your chronic stress, share them with us. Feel free to share them with us. I encourage you to. Oh, absolutely, Adele. Chronic stress can take you down hard. I'm hearing you. I'm so hearing you. Literally down. Oh, I'm glad you love this place, Tanya. Thank you. You are loved. You are so loved. Okay, so exactly. No need to apologize, Dominic. No apologies required. So, did you guys know, actually, I just wanted to ask this question. Did you know that we can turn on the stress response by thought alone? Tony, absolutely. Good morning, my friend. Exactly. Stress and anxiety has become so normal that we often don't even recognize it. Absolutely. So think about it. We can turn on a stress response by thought alone. Now think about it. The thought process, or the thought process works similar to this. So it produces a chemical response in the brain, and the body reacts to that thought as if a stressor was actually happening. For example, when you close your eyes, and I'm sure some of you have probably done this exercise before, if you close your eyes and you visualize that you're about to eat a lemon, what are some of the things, the physiological responses that you get? Give them to me. What happens if you close your eyes and you imagine yourself eating a piece of lemon? Yeah, exactly. So this is obviously those people who love, I tried to use this example on somebody and they said, oh, I love lemon. So I was like, well, this isn't going to work with you then. But for most people, that's right. You get that bitter, sour taste. You know, your salivary glands become activated. Your facial muscles start to twinge, right? And you just feel this sense, and Sean says, yuck, I hope I've spelt that right. And so salivating, exactly. And this is just by thought alone. So you haven't actually taken the lemon in your mouth yet. You are just creating these physiological responses just by thinking. Exactly right. So mouth starts to water. Exactly. So here's another one. When you feel like you're going to be sick, you feel like you're getting sick, or you feel like you're catching a cold and flu, what usually happens? What is the response that you normally get, a day or two later? You start to think you're going to be sick, and by thinking those thoughts, you do end up becoming ill or sick or catching the cold or the flu. Here's another example. You're about to ride the world's fastest and tallest roller coaster. It has a world record of being the fastest, highest, you name it, etc. All the fun kind of stuff. So just before you're about to ride that world's fastest, tallest ride, what type of response are you experiencing simply by just thinking of sitting in that ride? Right, you get all that butterfly feelings running through the belly, and you just start to get this anxious thought. So I just want to ask you, if our thoughts alone can produce such a physiological response, what potential do you think it will have if we are thinking of stressful and negative thoughts? I just want to let that sit with you. If our thoughts alone can produce a physiological response, just like we just described, what potential do you think it has if we are thinking those negative thoughts and stressful thoughts all the time? So, does it have the potential to make us ill? Jade says pain. Absolutely. So, what if we consider the opposite? What if our thoughts, if our thoughts can make us ill, then can our thoughts make us well. So if our thoughts can make us ill, can our thoughts make us well? If we think about, absolutely, Tanya, so if we can think about joyful, happy, can we become joyful and happy? The answer is absolutely yes. Absolutely. And little Rosie Sunshine, dis-ease in the body. That's exactly right. Your body becomes dis-ease. You are disassociated from your body. Cause harm to our body and mental state, Rita says. Absolutely. The negative is bad. Oh, so bad. So, such a great reason to start our day with a positive thought ritual, Alana says. Absolutely, totally agree with you. Totally agree. So April says, I think they can absolutely make us well. I totally agree with you, April. Well said. So you see, when people often live in their head, they risk becoming disconnected from their body. And what often triggers this, their emotional state, is our environment. The stimulus within our environment that ultimately triggers our emotional state. The most common trigger for most people to live inside their head are thoughts that can take them back to the past. You know, I think the stats say that 97% of us are living either in the past or in the future. We are only present, I think it's 3% of the time. Can you imagine if it was the opposite? What if we were present 97% of the time? We're too busy thinking about what had happened or what's going to happen. And the truth is we can't change the past, and we certainly don't know what's going to happen in the future. So how can we transform our lives towards better quality of living and achieve our desired outcomes when we are too addicted to our emotions? This addiction takes residency in our unconscious part of the mind, and it remains there until we become aware of what it is that's holding us back. And unfortunately, some of us has to get really sick for us to notice. And we've all spoken about the unconscious or the subconscious part of the mind. Ali's spoken about it. Lute's spoken about it. Jason's spoken about it. Tony has spoken about it. So Colette spoke. Every one of us have spoken about the unconscious part of the mind. So do you ever wonder, I just want to ask you something before I go on. If we are holding on to our thoughts, our emotions and beliefs, what do you think we're engaging to? Yeah, exactly. So we are engaging into old energy. And what happens is we relapse into memory that is stored in our body. And this brings our immune system down and we become sick. So our immune system drops and we become sick. If we continue to live in this state, how can we produce the life that we truly want for ourselves? So it's now 2019, health kickstart for you guys. We're going to be thinking positive. This is the most, closest that you're going to get at this point in time being in this group, the Consciousness Creators Group. So we're all about positivity. So you're in the right space and you're safe here. And this is what our purpose is here to do, is help kickstart that positivity for you. So make sure that you understand that the stress can also lead to all kinds of, and yes, someone mentioned earlier, manifest physical pain. This is exactly what I was dealing with while I was treating with my clients over my journey, is that a lot of their physical pain was related to their thoughts and feelings. So this can come in all thoughts or all forms, either headaches, shoulder, neck pain. I know so many of people out there have this. Back pain, lower back is so common. And exactly right. I never thought about that. You fall back into the bad energy. Yeah, April, absolutely. Now, one of my favorite authors, Napoleon Hill, in his book, Think and Grow Rich, puts it like this, quote, "A mind dominated by positive emotions becomes a favorable abode for the state of mind known as faith. A mind so dominated may, at will, give the subconscious mind instructions which it will accept and act upon immediately," unquote. The opposite is true when a mind is dominated by negative emotions. So the subconscious mind will instruct, accept, and act upon immediately. So it's like the genie part of the mind. It's like your wish is my command. Whatever you impress in the subconscious mind. Why not impress our subconscious mind with all kinds of positivity instead? Henry Ford confirms this to be true also. He says, if you think you can do a thing or think you can't do a thing, you're right. I love that. You know, people like Greg Braden and Bruce Lipton, you know, they say things like, is DNA influenced by our emotions, or can our emotions influence our DNA? I love that. Growing up, my belief was, oh, I'm obese, or I'm overweight because it's in my genes. What a load of BS that was. I'm overweight because it's part of my genes. No, epigenetics have now confirmed that we can alter our DNA. So guys, how do we get out of this rabbit hole? How do we begin a more greater positive quality of life? How do we do this? The answer is through awareness. So let's become more mindful on where and what we place our emotions, our feelings, our attention. The more we do this, the better chance that we have living in harmony and oneness within ourselves. And when we tend to work on our inner self, the external environment just all falls into place. So by bringing awareness back to self, we are altering our personal reality through the practice of meditation and mindfulness. Absolutely, Tony, you got it. Awareness is key. Meditation reduces all sensory input that surrounds our external world. And the more we eliminate our external world, the better we become in tune within our inner world. And Joe Dispenza puts it this way, quote, if you are placing your attention on everything outside of you, such as Facebook, your bank account, traffic jams, etc., then your energy is placed outside of you. Where you place your attention is where you place your energy, unquote. I love that quote. And here's another one I thought I'd throw in the mix because I just love Joe Dispenza. And he goes to say this, quote, if you are living by the quantum model of reality, your personal reality creates your personality. Mind-boggling, unquote. No, he didn't say the mind-boggling, unquote. So this is absolutely fascinating, guys. The fact that we can alter our DNA, the fact that we can alter our life, our future, simply by thought alone. And it all comes down to our awareness, our level of awareness. We need to come back to self. And we need to become more aware of who and what we are. And the more we think about this and meditate on this, the more chance we have of learning and discovering of who we truly are and how we can live the life we ultimately dream of, because every single one of us is worthy. Every single one of us deserves the life that we dream of. And that's how the law of attraction works. You know it, Ali. I know you do. Mind over matter, Ellie says. Literally, absolutely. All right. So here's what we're going to do now. So we're going to go through an exercise. Now, you don't have to if you don't want to. It's totally up to you. We're going to do a little exercise to demonstrate what we just spoke about, and we're going to reconnect with ourselves and increase our awareness. So this is something that you can do at any time, at any place. And I recommend that you do this at least once a day, once or twice a day. Set yourself a time. Everybody's got a smartphone. They're no longer dumb anymore. We've got a smartphone. We can schedule in a time every day and say, right, this is my time to do a body scan. Just a quick reconnect time. Where's my mind? Where's my body? Am I in control? That sort of thing. So Now, what I'm going to do is give you a chance to start to get into a seated position if you can. If not, if you're driving, do not try this. Please feel free to just get into a comfortable position, a nice comfortable position, and we're just going to practice some mindfulness. And all we're doing is just going to bring some focus and some awareness and attention to our body. So when you're ready, we'll get into mindfulness mode. Excellent. So all it takes is 5 minutes. It's only going to take a couple of minutes. So, okay. So now you can close your eyes if you want to, or feel free to keep them open. But if you close them eyes, I recommend that you close them though. And all we're doing is just breathing. And I just want to bring your awareness to your breath. Taking a deep breath in and out. All we're doing is focusing on our breath. And if there are times and situations in your life where you do feel overwhelmed, or if you do feel things are starting to take over you, just take a moment to just stop, listen, feel, breathe. All we're doing is just bringing our focus to our breath. And you'll find that your thoughts will get in the way, and this is totally normal. You'll think about what you're going to cook for dinner, what you're going to have for breakfast, all these kind of thoughts. Understand that it's normal. All we're doing is just reconnecting and focusing on our breath. And notice what you're noticing. Are your shoulders tense? How's your posture? Are you taking deep breaths in? Or are you shallow breathing? All we're doing is just bringing awareness to our breath. And we can stay here for a couple of minutes, and then we can move on to our shoulders and to our neck. And just bring your awareness to your neck and your shoulder. And notice what you're noticing there. Are you tense? If you do notice you're tense, just let it go. Just let it go. Continue to breathe. Know that it's all going to be okay. That's it. And now bring your focus and awareness to your back. Are you feeling any discomfort in your lower back? And if you are, just let it go. Let it melt away. Visualize it just melting away. Now bring your awareness from your back to your lower legs, to your knees, down to the soles of your feet. And notice what you're noticing. And if your thoughts get in the way again, just bring your awareness back to your body. Are you feeling tense in your feet? Are they tired? Are they run down? And now simply let go of all the stress and all the tension. all the load. Just let it all go. Now I want you to bring your awareness back to your breath. All we're doing is breathing. Bring your focus back to your breath. And while we're here, I just want you to send some appreciation and some gratitude to your body's ability to involuntarily have the ability to do this for you, to breathe for you. Your lungs, your heart, your mind, its ability to totally involuntary work for you. Be grateful and love. Send some love to your body, some appreciation and some gratitude. You can bring your hand to your heart if you wish. And taking 5 more deep breaths in. Beautiful, and just bring yourself back to the present moment and open your eyes when you're ready. How did you go? How did you enjoy that? What was your experience like? It's quite phenomenal, isn't it? It's so simple. It's so easy to do. Just bringing our breath back to the present moment. Just having that mind-body awareness. Just having that mind-body connection and awareness. I had one of my clients say that she didn't realize she had tight. One of her shoes was tight. Shoelaces was tight. And I had others say things like they didn't realize they had tight jaws. They were holding on to their jaws so tightly. So these are some of the things that you can start to realize and tap back into. And these are so calming. Exactly. Jen says relaxing. Excellent. Calming. Thank you, Dorothy. Excellent. Tony Doyle, that was great. Thanks, Sheb. My absolute pleasure. Tracy, amazing, beautiful and relaxing. Exactly, Rosemary. Little Rosie Sunshine, calm, deep and falling asleep. Awesome sauce, says Mary Ellen. Feels so much more relaxed and grounded. That is so good to hear, so good to see, guys. And that's it. That's all there is to it. It's so simple, and it's just an exercise you can take with yourself at any place, at any time. Lovely and relaxing. Love getting in touch with myself this way. Absolutely. It's so beautiful. Amazing. My legs felt so warm and I was completely relaxed. Thank you. And not complicated. Exactly. It doesn't need to be complicated. No need to feel any complication whatsoever. So this is an exercise that you can take, as I said, at any place, at any time. Thank you for sharing your love and light. No, thank you for being here. Thank you. I just want to express my absolute gratitude for you all for joining me here this morning, and I just want to thank you for paying so lovely and calming. Thank you. I often do a body scan. Excellent, brilliant. The comments that just keep filtering through. Jason Stevenson says, amazing how a few minutes of mindfulness can change us. 100%, couldn't agree more. Absolutely. Thank you so much, guys. I will let you go. I just want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for being here, for supporting what I do. Thank you to my team at Conscious Creators. I love you guys. And I just want to wish you all a fantastic day. And just don't forget to reconnect with yourself. Like I said, it's very simple. It's easy. And you can do it. I know you can. I know you can. So next week, I'm going to take a little bit take the mindfulness a little bit further, and we're going to do some chocolate mindful eating mindfully with chocolate. So make sure you bring a piece of chocolate with you. Excellent, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you have any questions, feel free to filter them through, send them my way, and I will touch base with you next week. Enjoy your day. Love you all. Have a fantastic day.